do it. Now we could. We could. I'm gonna wake up and test the air. I'm gonna walk outside. Yeah. And I'm gonna go, Tom, it's Jeff. Let's do the show outside today on the porch.
I know it's you. My phone told me it was you. How you doing?
I'm good. Thinking about doing the show outside on the porch with a glass of tea. What do you think?
I mean, you could do that at your house. We could do remote shows from our own homes. We could do one from my back deck, the screened-in porch.
Yeah.
We go to Capital City.
We'll move it around. We'll
do
move
one
it
on the
all
veranda
around.
at Cap City.
Mm-hmm. I'm in.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. We need to think about it before the unbearable, sweltering, smothering heat and humidity hits Tallahassee, which is nearly...
Yeah, it's almost here.
No. We get to, about right around my birthday, it starts getting a little testy.
Oh, yeah.
Right around my birthday.
There you go. Plant the seeds.
Yeah, that's when it gets a little testy. Well, people need plenty of time to go out, think about a generous gift for your boy. June 11th.
So, Director Matthew, if we were on the veranda at Cap City, there would be a phone call. Did you hear that? No? And then the phone rings again. There's been dead air for 2 minutes, guys. Stop putting. We need you.
Yeah, here we are. Yeah, putting away. Well, it is glorious. It'll be a good day for them tomorrow to scrimmage and all that good stuff. And you were at yesterday's practice. I was not. I do know that it was more intense, far more intense. That's as reported by everybody, including the head coach. A little bit better functionality. Looks like they executed better. Looks like the defense had a better day than the offense. But as long as the intensity and focus was back, then we're all good to go. Good to go.
So it was inside for the duration, which I was happy about.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously with the roof, you could be fooled. But the first 3 periods on Tuesday were the same inside. And it was much livelier from the word go. And then as we got into individual drills and watching that, it was fun. But, I mean, there are some concerns that come out of that practice. I think it would be a good thing. It would be advisable for the offense to have a good day, have a good, how about they have a scrimmage report like this previous one that says, oh, you know what? The offense brought it today. Could really use that.
Have you noticed that ever since they had that Thursday, that epic Thursday that had us all raving about what they were accomplishing, the steps forward they had taken, how much better they executed, the athleticism, back shoulder catches, contested balls that were being caught by the receivers 9 times out of 10, accurate throws from both quarterbacks, all that stuff, that Thursday, ever since that day, it's been more, it's gone to the defense. It's gone to the defense. They have responded to that day in a big way.
I was like, oh, hell no. Yeah. Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I think they were embarrassed. And frankly, I'm fine with that. So long as we get a little pullback the other way before the end of spring. Doesn't even have to be this Saturday, but maybe just a little bit of pushback. Hey, the defense woke up that afternoon and realized, okay, we're not going to be out here getting embarrassed again. And they've done a good job.
Well, we talked about this a couple of times this week, but the cross training that's going on the offensive line, and it continues, and it should be done that way.
Yeah, that makes it difficult for there to be any kind of cohesion.
100%. And the players yesterday that stood out more often than not on offense were the running backs. There were some explosives, which is very much the same as last year where you saw explosives. But when you're seeing different guard tackle combinations, even in the drills where they go 3 against 2 or 2 against 2, the twist game from the defensive tackles and the ends and how quick they are and how deep we are on the defensive line, you got no chance if you're a right tackle and you don't know who the hell the right guard is, or you haven't typically worked with that player.
Right.
And then you take that to 11 on 11 and half the line gets caved in, and it's not necessarily because of aptitude. It's just because you haven't worked together before. So there's a lot of that to sift through. Otherwise, I'd be maybe more fundamentally concerned about what I saw with the offense. But after each play, you're like, well, I mean, that kid's in. There's, they're working with him. They're trying him. So it's tough. It's tough to evaluate.
I love the idea that you're watching intently. You're focusing. That didn't work. Oh, well, that kid's in. I do that all the time.
Right.
I do that all the time.
Yeah. Like, he's working next to him. Well, I mean, what more could you ask there?
Right.
I mean, good luck. There's Robert Cooper lined up against them.
Yeah. Brian Stork one time, who famously hated talking to the media, was a complete ass to me for that I asked a question.
You weren't alone in that one.
Oh, no. But I asked a question regarding continuity or a lack of continuity on the offensive line, because at the time they were experimenting. They were doing a lot of different things. And I asked him about it, and he goes, "What do you mean?" Now, that is the dumbest damn thing ever. And I explained what continuity meant. That was also an ass thing to do, but I did. I explained the definition of continuity, and then that pissed him off, and we were done. That was the end of that. Grand opening, grand close, and we were done.
Well, here's hoping there are more interior and exterior offensive linemen who are pissed off tomorrow for the scrimmage, and we get some rave reviews. The cool thing is, I'll give one nugget, is Kania Charlton, again, sticks out. You know why they recruited him.
Well, he's also giant.
Yes.
He is a massive individual.
He's way too big. It's bad weight. He's too chunky. And they're going to fix that.
Yeah.
They're going to fix it.
Yeah.
But you can see why they brought that player
Take it to the sand pits.
Yes.
Kania. Go tell it to Moses McCray. Get your ass on that bike.
As they cross-train, and there are times when he faces more important players, if it's a straight-ahead, simple thing, he can do it. He can also, for as big as he is, he can pull. They Alex Atkins loves, and so does Mike Norvell, the pin and pull, create the angles, all the things they do in the offensive line.
They're very creative.
For being a chunker, he can get from A to B. It's just he's not quick enough to go laterally if somebody makes a move on him. But that was a kid yesterday who had a few reps. I go, okay, all right, once again, you're going to be a player in about a year or two.
It's a good time right now. They're transitioning, they're moving forward in a lot of areas on this football team in a positive way. We all would like to speed up time, at least in this instance. We'd like for the football team to get good again quickly. Most of the time, like, time, slow down. At least I do as a parent. I look over and my kid's 6 feet tall. I'm like, what the hell happened here? But with football success, when you're bad, you want to be good now. You don't want to wait. And I can sometimes lose sight of how the process is. It's moving in a positive direction for the most part. There are areas that you're still concerned with, and there will be. They're not going to be a finished product and a smooth 10, 11 win team right off the bat here. And but every time you go to a practice and you see a kid like that, or you see one of the other kids, obviously both the new corners and those guys, when you see a McCall or you watch a Ezra Thomas and you see kids like that, you go, okay, all right, these are the kinds of athletes Florida State should have on the roster.
I can tell you in looking closely and being close up for the drills for Daniel Lyons and Bishop Thomas, there is so much of their games that's not refined, but yet when you put them in an 11-on-11 situation, they can make the play because they have the instinct and the natural ability. But when they get to become a more efficient player, that fills into their body with good man weight, they're going to be just like Coop and Fabian Lovett. It's great to see that even though they're making headway, and they are. Bishop Thomas had another good day yesterday.
He always does. He really doesn't have too many bad days.
When they're doing team drills and he flashes consistently, then you see the individual work, and Odell is barking at him left and right because his fundamentals, rightly so. He's not doing what he needs to do. Well, when you have a project that can still make plays, that's outstanding. They really, from a development standpoint, have a lot to work with. And when they circle kids on the charts and they see their film, they're circling good ones. The evaluation has been very, very good.
So really quickly, and this is just kind of fun. I had somebody ask me about this, so now I'm gonna update you. You would have gotten a kick out of this because you've done this before. Just because you too are a sporting guy, and so I know you've had this moment. Okay, so as such, you might have a lot of things going on at one time. You may have a guy that helps facilitate whatever side of the ledger you're on. You might look at it and go, I kind of like so-and-so this weekend, or I like this matchup, whatever. And then maybe you've got something going on in the famed Prize Picks, promo code Warchant. Maybe you got something going on there. Maybe you got a little side action with your buddy Steve. You're like, hey, Steve, I bet you $25 that so-and-so leads the team in scoring this week.
Wait for the renewal before we go back all in on Prize Picks.
Yeah. Well, that has to happen, Prize Picks. I am doing wonders for you. I've probably made you millions of dollars. All the while, I'm killing you on a daily basis. But, hey. So I said on yesterday's show, and I don't want to forget to update everybody. So, Tom, I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to pull up perfectly legal. This is the legal gambling I'm doing, not the illegal gambling that I'm also doing.
Very well.
Yeah. So I can talk about this. So here we go. Yesterday, look, here we go. Entries. I told you about a certain entry I had that involved 4 players at the Valero Texas Open. And I said, We're doing a little parlay action, Tom. I like to marry a lot of different things. If it hits, it's going to be a good one for me. And I thought by the time we got off the air yesterday, I would know in the final segment, but I didn't know. And I forgot about it. I completely forgot about it. What a dummy. Completely forgot about it. Well, but you got a lot of things.
Such is life.
Yeah. So this morning, I wake up, did not startle my neighbor. No problems today. Fully clothed. I walked out, got some coffee, good to go. All right. I sat down. What's the news of the day? Normally it's depressing. If you look big picture, I always go to Reuters and I go Reuters.com, just try to get some balanced information, just take it in for what it is, read it, digest it, figure it out.
Everything is fair and balanced.
Yeah, sure. So anyhow, I go to Reuters and I'm reading the stories. I get the international stories and I get the United States, the local, all that good stuff. And then I bring it on home locally, looking for local headlines. Hey, what's going on with the schools? What's happening? Because I got kids at the schools. So I'm looking at everything. And I'm sipping my coffee. I'm having a grand morning. It's a beautiful day. I opened up the windows. It was so nice.
And then your neighbor, stark naked.
So then this is what happens. I go, oh, yeah. I wonder how my bet finished. So all right, over to Prize Picks quickly, right? And yesterday on the show, I may have mentioned that, this is the kind of insight you get on the Jeff Cameron Show. If you guys are listening carefully, I'm an ATM for you guys. Here's the deal. I said, nobody's on him right now, but very sneakily, Henrik Stenson's hitting the ball well. Bet you didn't know that. He is. Stenson's hitting the ball
Captain Stenson.
Stenson is hitting the ball well. I picked under 72 for strokes for him. What did Henrik Stenson do? He shot a 70, Tom. I believe that's under 72. Way to go, Henrik. I told everybody about Siwoo Kim. I said, Siwoo's locked. I need you, Siwoo. I need you to finish in the top 20. I need you to shoot under 70 and a half strokes yesterday. What did Siwoo Kim do? 69.
Nice.
Thank you.
Win.
Then I said, who's not playing well at all? And I don't like him, so it's going to be easy to add him to the card. Bryson DeChambeau kind of sucks these days. Not doing a thing noteworthy other than sucking. So I looked and I said, you know what? What kind of props we got for Bryson DeChambeau? Oh, no chance he's going to hit 12 greens in regulation. No chance. Went under that. Guess how many greens in regulation Bryson DeChambeau hit yesterday? 9. A paltry 9.
Win.
That's another win, Tom Lang. We are rolling on Big River. So it comes down to one man, 4-man parlay. What I did was I said, we're going in, we're grouping these 4. These 4 hit. I'm not gonna lie to you guys at home. It's just I would have won $750 if the 4th hits. Now the 4th didn't hit. I'm gonna give it away. I tell you that right now. But the cool thing about Prize Picks here, I am selling them again. You can opt into where you power play it or you do the flex play, right? Where you can get, if you get 3 of 4, you win some money. You get some money back, right? I did 2 different entries, 2 different parlays. One was a total power play. Got to get them all.
To the wall.
To the
window.
Yeah.
To the wall.
Yeah. All of it. And the other was a mix. This was my mix, so I still won money. $100. Just $100. It's not $750. Maverick McNeely has been playing well lately. I went under 70 strokes. He shot a 70. I was 1 putt away from just rolling on into $750. Now,
you got goosed by Maverick.
I did. And I'm debating whether to boo that. But here's what I'll tell you. I had forgotten about this. I pull it up and I'm just looking at the names. I'm like, Siwoo, yes, got it, good. Bryson, yep, sucking like usual. There you go, good for you, Bryson, just sucking. Henrik Stenson, my man, playing very well. All right, Henrik, keep it going. And then I'm scrolling down, I'm like, what'd you do, Maverick? You shoot a 69 yesterday? You shot a 70. And then I muttered something that I can't repeat on the air.
That's why 4-leg parlays are difficult.
Those are tough. But you know what? My man shot 2 under par yesterday and had, was it 6, Matthew? 6 bogeys, and he still shot 2 under par.
Wow. Oh, man.
So how about my man? How about 5 bogeys? How about 5 bogeys, Maverick?
Well,
how about 5? 5 bogeys.
How about 7 birdies? Then it would have been a total loss.
Alive. Woo!
He was a 3 true outcome guy yesterday.
Wasn't he? Man, that hurts your feelings.
Hockey got back on the right track.
Yeah, I saw that. You feeling good?
Winnipeg was up 2-0 on Toronto early. I was like, no way. No way. See what the final was?
No, I didn't see what
7-3.
Yeah,
Toronto.
it was something big. Yeah,
They got, and I said also team total. Hit the team
you've
total
been
over.
talking team totals with Toronto for days. Like, just keep hitting that thing until they slow down. They've been on fire.
Don't do it Monday. They're playing Tampa on Monday. That'll be a low-scoring war.
Well, we'll be on there Monday. You can remind everybody to ease off.
That's true. We will.
There.
This is a mostly daily show.
Yeah, it is pretty much. Final Four this weekend. College Sportsbook is up. If you guys want my wagers in that and my descriptors, I like Duke, and I'll lay the 4.5. And I also, man, you know that the total in that game is weird. Both of the games, the previous two games, Duke and North Carolina, flew to the over. And they're both very skilled. But I do think that you can lean, if you've got to lean, you can lean on the under for this one. It's a trilogy, right? Third time they've played. They know each other well. I think the other thing is New Orleans, the Superdome, which is a piece of garbage as stadiums go. But it's also horrible for basketball because it is cavernous. And sight lines and depth-related issues are always a problem there. I think it's Clang City from the outside in this Final Four for these games in New Orleans. I hate it. I wish they wouldn't do that.
I have an advanced analytic that will, totally rebuff what you're saying about Duke. And it's because Dean Smith's national championships happened in New Orleans. So therefore, it has to happen.
It has to happen.
There's your analytic.
Yeah, that's good analytics right there. Up until now, all of the NCAA tournament games have been played in either true basketball and or hockey arenas. And now we're going into this football stadium, and it's massive, and the sight lines are awful. And it means a lot, man. If you're going to look for sort of props, look for points in the paint props, man. Find something there, or lean towards a player like Bacot who gives all of his points shooting twos in the paint. Like, you can get him at plus 550 for leading scorer in the game. Duke takes away the three. That's what they do. They'll invite you to score in the paint. So, okay. Banchero is the guy who has who's supposed to do it, but I think Bacot could.
So did the team total, not a team total, sorry, the over/under total go up after the first two meetings? Like, is it trying to meet the previous two totals? So therefore you can buy low, or is it sticking closer to?
It sticks pretty close, but it flew over in both occasions.
Right.
By the way, so this is a fun exercise for people, and this, you don't have to gamble. Okay, look, this is not right now. You think, oh, you're getting bogged down in gambling talk, Jeff. I'm not so sure. No, but use this to understand how markets work. It's kind of fun. So think about what we saw. Because it's rare you get this. You get these two teams facing each other for a third time, first time ever in the NCAA tournament, by the way, that they faced each other. And it's cool that they're doing it in the Final Four. But if you go back and look at the two respective spreads in the two matchups they split, Duke's favored in both of them. Duke's favored in the first one on the road at Carolina, and I think they were favored by 3.5 or 4. Well, what does that tell you? On a neutral site, that Vegas likes Duke straight up by 6 or 7. Okay, so they're telling you they think Duke is the better team by about 6 or 7 points based on that spread. Now, you got to watch the games. You got to follow the games. So teams change. They can adapt. So I'm not saying you just look at that and go, well, that's it. Duke's the better team. They played a game. That day, Duke won the game comfortably. They come back for Coach K's final game of his career at Cameron Indoor. We know what happened.
Hopped on that one. I think that was 10.5.
It was crazy. All week long, the number kept going up and up and up. It got to 11, Tom, and I jumped on Carolina. So did you, and we talked about it on the air. I was like, I'm taking Carolina, and I'll sprinkle pizza money on them to win it straight up because they were playing exceptional basketball towards the end of the year. If you remember, they had won 7 of 8. They were scoring. They looked like they had found their rhythm.
Ain't no pressure on them.
No,
all the pressure in the world on
on Duke. Exactly right. So we looked at that. But what was that number? Like, again, the number was 11, and they got blown out. Point is, both games. So even if you remove home court advantage, you'd still say that Vegas was telling you Duke is 6 to 8 points better than North Carolina. And you know what? I think they are. Their offense right now has been the most efficient and best potent offense in the tournament. I think they're going to beat North Carolina, and the number is only 4. So you're getting a lower number than, the mark. You actually, this is, I thought you were going to have to give 6 to 7.
Well, here's the other thing, too. Now that you've gotten to the Final Four, human nature is going to take over. I don't see how the whistle doesn't go Duke's way in this particular situation. Doesn't happen in North Carolina as an institution very often. But how can there be any other outcome than Duke netting, what do you think, a couple of baskets alone on the whistles? 50-50s around the rim, hand checks, things like that accrue so that you get to the bonus earlier in the half. That has to go Duke's way. Human nature has to set in for this thing.
Probably.
But, I mean, if that's worth a couple of points, that's the whole difference.
That's something to look at there. The other side of it, Final Four, Kansas and Villanova, it's unfortunate with the injury. Villanova's already thin. They don't play a big rotation. They play 6 guys. Now they're down to 5, and one of them is a backup filling in for a starter and more. So I do think the play on that game is the over. Because Villanova puts a stranglehold on games defensively. But you can do that when you're playing Ohio State and Michigan. They want to play slow. They want to play a game of fewer possessions. They don't want to go up and down because they're thin. They don't want to race. Kansas has athletes and wants to get out and go. And they smell blood in the water because Villanova now is short. They were already short. Now they're really short. They're going to get out and try to run. And I think they're going to pressure and get it going, get it moving. I think this flies over. That's my play in that game. I'm going to take the over in that game.
It's interesting.
Fun game.
Based upon that descriptor, you could just take Kansas in the number or the over
because
they both work.
Why don't you just take them?
Oh,
both?
Yeah.
Put them together.
Marry
money. Yeah. More football talk here in a second. Jeff Cameron Show, Loosey Goosey, Libations Friday edition here on 93.3 Real Talk Radio and Warchant TV. Hey, no fans, our partner ISF Inc. is a national management and IT consulting firm located right here in Tallahassee, Florida, solving the future for state governments through strategy, process, and technology. As a trusted advisor for state governments, ISF knows the importance of defining a clear and detailed strategy. Our friends at ISF can help your organization create a strategy that sets you on a path to success. ISF, your vision plus our expertise brings your brilliant ideas to life. Visit ISF.com to learn more. ISF, solving the future.
Applications, onboarding, payroll, termination. Business owners and managers, these are the processes that take away too much time from what you do best. But what if there was a locally owned, responsive solution that would charge you a fraction of the big national payroll companies? Sound too good to be true? It's not. North Florida Payroll Services is Tallahassee owned for nearly 15 years. And in that time, their prices have never changed. The reason North Florida Payroll Services can do that? Exceptional customer service that constantly evolves with the latest technology. From application to termination, for turnkey service for your payroll and HR services, trust a Tallahassee expert and save yourself time and money. North Florida Payroll Services. Online at northfloridapayroll.com.
This is Dr. Ryan Finn from Finn Chiropractic. As a chiropractor, we correct subluxations. Here's the deal. Your brain runs the body through the nervous system. If a bone gets out of place or subluxates, it puts pressure on your nerves. These can cause headaches, neck pain, back pain, arm pain. With Finn Chiropractic, we turn your subluxation into relaxation with an adjustment. Come on by and see us or get in touch with us at finnchiro.com. That's FENNCHIRO.com. Because your chiropractor loves you and there's nothing you can do about it.
Clean, renewable energy means fresher air, healthier residents, new green jobs, and a stronger, more resilient community. How we get there is up to you. Share your input today to help shape the Tallahassee of tomorrow. Take the Clean Energy Survey at talgov.com.
Tallahassee's 30-year-old funny paper and American Legion Post 13 have joined forces to become Major Morale. The new magazine has 4 more pages of post activities and military information that you probably never knew. But don't worry, it's still as politically correct and newsworthy as always. Okay, it's the same funny stuff, but it's still only available at the sponsors' locations like Tallahassee Automobile Museum, Krispy Kreme Donuts, Keith Lawson Services, or ABC Flooring. Tallahassee's leading supplier of in-stock, top-of-the-line ceramic, carpet, waterproof, and hardwood floors since 1990. At ABC Flooring, you can pick out your floor and installation can begin in 48 hours. ABC Flooring is also the leading supplier of in-stock landlord property management products in the Panhandle. Visit their warehouse showroom on Capitol Circle Southeast or call 877-6600.
The all-new Smitty's Tap House and Grill is now open. Smitty's reflects a deep appreciation for fine craft beers and tasty bar treats, with family recipes handcrafted by Smitty himself. Try the house-made giant pretzels, made from scratch mozzarella sticks, and some of the best cheesesteaks you've ever had. We're not even scratching the surface on what Smitty's Tap House and Grill has to offer, so be sure to visit Smitty'sTapHouse.com to check out the full menu. Smitty's Tap House and Grill on Thomasville Road, just north of Cary Forest Parkway.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
The Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness. 2 Tallahassee locations, Midtown on Thomasville Road and Northside in the Village Common Shopping Center. Online at orangetheoryfitness.com.
Our own Irish Chaffel did a good job writing a piece regarding Krikorian's departure. A lot of you have asked about it. I've given you what I know on that situation, and I've certainly also taken an overview, a big picture look at the athletic department and talking about what it, just the changes when you empower an athletic director. But I've not wanted anybody to think that me discussing that means that I'm intimating in any way that he forced Krikorian out or anything like that. Ira does a good job of kind of looking into that deal, that situation, and discussing what, at least from the outside, what was happening as best we can tell. And again, you'd have to talk to those two gentlemen, and they'd have to be willing to come forward and say, here's specifically what I have a problem with. And I don't think Mark's going to do that. And obviously it's not in Alfred's best interest to do that either. So I don't know, but clearly this was not amicable. They have a problem with one another. And I hate this phrase, but it is what it is.
Is Jerry Springer still on television? Could send them both to Jerry.
Bottom line is, and I talked with an FSU professor yesterday, and we were just kind of texting back and forth. And I said, at the end of the day, it's just sad for Florida State to lose a 3-time national championship coach. I mean, I don't care who's right or wrong. I don't. I just wish they could have worked it out. It sucks that we lose a guy that's the reigning national champion. I mean, sweet Jesus, he's built a dynasty, a dominant program, arguably the most dominant program in the sport. And that's hard to find. And you might go out and get a very good coach, a coach who's accomplished, and maybe even one of his former underlings who knows the system and understand how he recruits. And they will be inheriting a loaded team that is the odds-on favorite to win the national championship again this year. But there's a synergy and a magic that happens with coaches and players and assistants and programs that are unique to those individuals. And sometimes, no matter the talent, no matter the situation, no matter how good the resume of the new guy or girl or woman is, it can't replace whatever that magic was. It just sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
Well, also after the cupboard is running bare, can you replenish? Do you have those same relationships internationally with whatever country it is? And we hit all continents of the world.
Yes, we did.
At FSU soccer. Can you capitalize on that? Or is Coach Krikorian somewhere else in the college game going toe to toe with? Yeah, he's going to win it in all likelihood.
Yeah, it depends on where he goes. You're right. It will be fascinating, but it is disappointing. So I just wanted to direct your attention over there. Also, Corey Clark wrote a piece on McClendon, and Derek McClendon's had a good camp, and he continues to be a guy that we've got our eyes on. I know after yesterday's practice, he talked about how fast he is right now. He feels like this is the best he's been, and obviously he's confident. He says he he thinks it's his time, basically. And he's excited to get his opportunity. So that's a good piece. He's one of the guys, Tom, that has led to us being buoyed about what we thought we were losing. The amount of production being lost off the edge was disconcerting, to say the least. And yet he's been a guy that has shown glimpses at times, and now in practice showing pretty consistently that he's a plus player.
Yeah, that was the breakout interview I went to after Mike Norvell was done yesterday. I asked him that question because he led with he feels so much more comfortable in the scheme now that there's continuity. He knows exactly what is required of him. So I said, all right, that's mentally, but what about physically? And he's not afraid. McClendon is not afraid.
No, he'll talk to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
He'll tell you how good he is. But you know what? He's had a really good camp. And he's among the fastest players, at least from the hips up, upper body wise, with creating separation that I've seen. Yesterday, Fabian Lovett was another player. He had one hell of a day. Did Fabian Lovett.
Pretty much does every time.
When Neo was blocking the punches in the Matrix,
yeah.
Morpheus is hitting him, or Agent Smith, and you see that movement, that's Fabian. Anytime there's hand fighting, the dude is just unbelievable. It's in slow motion for him. Nobody has a rep like he does when the coaches put on the big arm pads and they try to get in your way as you're doing your footwork drills. Fabian is just amazing. But McClendon is close. He's close.
The production lost will not be made up by anybody on the roster this year, but it may not be cavernous, the drop-off. It may not be a situation where you go, okay, this is devastating. Because the interior of the defensive line is the strength, and they're very good. And I think they're going to wreak havoc and cause problems and consistently require a little bit extra attention from opposing offenses in general as they scheme it up against Florida State, which will lead to opportunities for some of these edge guys, and how quickly Verse can take advantage of that. McClendon can take advantage of that. Obviously will dictate just how far along we get from a production standpoint, or how close we get, I should say, to what we had a year ago. Again, you don't replace a guy who may go top 10 and expect that, the next guy up is going to do something similar. It just, at the beginning of camp, I was kind of concerned that it was going to maybe come up short by a lot. No, I'm not so sure. So that's another step forward that's really positive.
I have a bit of breaking news in here. Mark Krikorian has accepted the job at the University of Florida. Wow.
Well, that is a problem.
Or it's April Fool's. Sorry. Just kidding.
Okay. Good for you. I temporarily forgot that it was April Fool's Day and you got me. I was about to be angry and we were going to go to break and I was going to say hateful things about a guy I like.
Now he's still, you know what? It wouldn't stun me if, given the way that things ended, but that was an April Fool's joke. Sorry. Had to get it out of my system.
Okay.
I apologize.
You got me.
It was more for everybody else. I should have told you.
You're lucky you didn't cause me to say something that could have got us in trouble. Because when you said at the University of, I was like, I don't like the way this is starting. He's not saying like Mississippi State. He's saying the University of, which unfortunately often is followed by.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, you got me. Good work. It's Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Your local news now.
The Georgia State Patrol is currently investigating a pedestrian-involved car crash that resulted in a fatality. On Thursday at 4:48 a.m., GSP was requested to investigate a vehicle versus pedestrian crash in Colquitt County. Officials said the preliminary investigation showed that a vehicle was traveling southbound on US 319 and a pedestrian was crossing from Turner Road. The pedestrian failed to yield the right-of-way to the vehicle and was struck in the left southbound lane. The pedestrian suffered fatal injuries. GSP is working on notifying the next of kin. Tallahassee International Airport welcomed in a historic plane Thursday. The B-29 Doc aircraft was built and flown during World War II and is making its first stop in the Big Bend after traveling from its home base in Kansas. This is one of only 2 remaining B-29 Super Fortress that are still airworthy and flying today. Ground and flight deck tours will be available this Saturday and Sunday from 12:30 to 4:30 following morning ride flights. This is Rachel Lene with your Real Talk 93.3 local news update, brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at MacklemoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Partly cloudy this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 78. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, lows around 51. Chance for scattered showers tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 74. Overcast skies. High temperatures reach up to 79 Sunday under mainly sunny skies. 82 Monday. This report is brought to you by the Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Right now, 72.
Every great construction project, whether it's a new addition or renovation, starts with a plan. At T-Spark, we are excited when our clients contact us to assist with that plan. Through our team of architects, draftsmen, engineers, we can help you with your project's planning and design, potentially saving costs in the long run. Whether you have a residential or commercial project, we look forward to working with you. Call us today or visit us at tsparkconstruction.com. License number CGC 1525336.
Well. Hey, Jeff, look at this place. Yeah. Well, doing well. It's been a while since I've seen you, brother, but, it hasn't been a while since I've been over to Gordo's. I go there on the regular because of you, Eddie.
Well, we keep you regular.
Well, that's true, but I think of Gordo's as a place to sit down, have a cold beer, talk to your friends, enjoy the sports, eat the delicious food. But I think of you as Uncle Eddie, a man who takes care of his people and takes care of the town.
I appreciate that, Jeff. Hey, and we'll keep you regular.
Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
Here's what you missed on the Greg Tish Show.
Of 97 patients, 33 are vaccinated, and 63% are considered incidental.
See, this is what I'm upset about. He's basically made up the percentages to look like it's at 100%, but the two are not related to each other.
What's 37% of 97?
It's 35.89.
So why in the hell can't he literally ask iPhone to include that in his articles?
Maybe he's got an Android.
The Greg Tish Show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m., only on Real Talk 93.3. The Jeff Cameron Show is sponsored by the legendary team at Hamilton Home Loans. Great rates, cutting-edge technology, and transparent communication is the recipe for a 5-star mortgage experience at FSUHomeLoans.com.
Ready.
Yeah. He was going to have to drive off the road. He said he almost drove off the road, right? Yeah, no, not cool.
We should have collaborated on that. I immediately regretted it as soon as I did that.
No,
Sorry.
it's okay. It's funny. You know what? It's interesting. In all my years of doing this job, over time, you get to where you're far less like I'm obviously opinionated and boisterous and, occasionally emotional. But when it pertains to Florida State athletics, I can be a little bit more objective, I think, than the average fan, because we have to kind of assess, analyze, and then talk. So you're always kind of really vetting every turn of events. Most of the time, because as well as I do, because we are fans of other teams as well. We are fans of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're fans of the Lightning. We don't cover those teams professionally. I mean, we have opinions on the show about them. We cover Florida State day to day. And so we have a better depth of knowledge, and you kind of see some things coming, and you can be a little bit more objective. Why do I bring that up? Because the fan in you, while watching a Bucs game and seeing a bad call or a turn of events that pisses you off, like for whatever reason, not covering the Rams' best wide receiver on 2 plays in a row right after you miraculously come back to tie the game. You just let him run free for days, right? Ridiculous. That elicits the kind of reaction I'm talking about, where you're emotional and you might say words that you can't repeat here. You might throw something. You're like, that's ridiculous. But you and I really never do that about FSU football. Usually we're able, or FSU in general, we're able to kind of talk and go, okay, well, what is our thought on this? What do you think FSU is going to do? Because we need to have the dialogue on the Jeff Cameron Show for our audience, with Florida State being the central theme. It can't always be to the nth degree and emotional. So here's why I bring all of that up. When you said that Mark Krikorian had accepted the job to coach the University of Florida, I felt a rage inside of me. I felt a sort of like an impulse, anger, and rage that is irrational. And I could,
that son of a.
Yeah, I could feel it welling up in me, and I was panicking.
And I never panic on the air. I'm very comfortable doing this. I've been doing it for 23 years. I don't get flustered very easily on the air. And I was a little flustered because I wanted to say hateful things about that man in the moment.
You know, it'd be amazing.
And I was trying to let's keep it together.
I hope he was on the road to Publix or something.
Yeah. Oh,
what?
Cracking up laughing. I like, well, this shows you how that even though we pride ourselves in being capable of being objective and analyzing and assessing Florida State related situations and trying to vet them and talk them through on the air, that even still down deep, it is there. The core of who we are is, and I like Mark Krikorian.
He's a good
He's
man.
a good guy.
Yes.
I like him a lot. And
Yes.
yet when you said that, I was like, that son of a bitch. I mean, I hated him instantaneously, immediately. I was like, man, we're going to have to go to commercial break because I'm going to have to get it together here.
Right. Yeah, he's done so much. I mean, not just the winning, behind the scenes, the stuff they do with FSU Card, which is an amazing resource and thing that FSU has. Yeah, but it would turn. It'd be like, all that goodwill. Yeah, I don't care if you're good for the community. You went to Gainesville? Oh, man. Just out of spite, he took that job.
It was a hateful thing. I was like, oh, my God. I don't know. I'm gonna it's funny. It's a good get because it's not so.
Those poor podcast listeners. It's not even April Fool's Day for them when they catch up with this.
Down. What in the world? Yeah. That was good. It's good to feel that sometimes. It's kind of like I say when you do something athletic and you've been playing it safe for a while and you get hit, you bust ass, like you're going full throttle, you're putting it out there, and you haven't done that in a long time because if you're me, you know that you're too old to do that pretty consistently, and so you're getting after it, and maybe you fall. Like I go surfing with my nephew or something. I'm not accustomed to doing it. I can a little bit, but then you eat it hardcore, and it lets you know you're alive. You're like, oh, woo, that's real too. I'm not just stuck in my head. This is a real thing here. I just got popped.
I can tell you last year I was playing in a match that counted for something. Intent. Carded an 11 on a hole.
That's hard.
11.
I don't think I've ever seen you card at 11.
That's about 15 minutes of hell. Oh,
that's a lot of going finding the ball.
Didn't lose a ball.
I know. That's a lot of walking after balls all over the place. That's a toughie.
Got to play it down. Got to play it all the way through.
Yeah.
We're playing metal here.
Do you remember when Kevin Na, I think on the very course they're playing on right now at the Bolero Texas Open, did he not card a 17? I think he did. Because he took too much pride and wouldn't drop. He kept hitting the ball.
Yeah, he kept taking the cart back.
Yeah.
I don't know what the score was, but I remember
it was a
that
17.
clip.
He had a 17.
You're quite sure of this.
He had a 17. It's ridiculous. Like, what are you doing, man? You can't take a 17 out here. My man, there's something weird about watching professional golfers do something that we do. When you see it, you're like, oh my God, my man is a pro. He has won on the PGA Tour, or something I could never dream of doing, and he's about to wear a 17. What's crazy about that is it's very rare in any sport anywhere that you, me, or any other amateur just fan or anybody who played high school or whatever, right, that you can say in earnest in the moment, put me there right now, I'd do better than that 17 on this hole. I know I would do better than shoot that 17 on it. I would beat Kevin Na on this hole right now. Just fly me in, drop me here right now. Give me a ball. Give me his clubs. I don't care. Give me his clubs. I'll do better than a 17. That never happens. Like, you hear people say all the time, well, if I played in an NBA game, I could get 6 points. No, you couldn't. Not if they wanted to stop you. No, you couldn't. Now, if they left you open and you could knock down a 3, yeah, maybe. But if they decide to guard you, if you go to an NBA game, and I just did recently, you are shocked at how athletic and long and good these guys are. Like, when you're up close and you see it, you're like, oh, no, I couldn't get a shot off. He'd just take the ball. I got no chance. Because they're 6'9", 260, and they move, and they've got 40-inch verticals and length for days. And if they closed out on you and said, you're not scoring, you wouldn't score. You wouldn't. And I hear people all the time, oh, I'd get 6 to 10 if you wouldn't get a damn point, not if they didn't want you to. And football, you think you can convert a first down in an NFL game as a quarterback? No, you couldn't. Unless it was a draw.
4th and goal. Give me the ball. I'll get there.
You might be able to do that.
I don't know.
Inch line, it's all about your center and staying low.
It's about that offensive line. Not
about
me.
You might be able to do it. Hell, you're more athletic than a quarterback that we called a certain sneak for last year against Wake Forest down on the goal line.
Sweet God almighty.
Dumbest call in the history of sport.
What was it, 4th and 3?
It was 4th and a yard, but
I thought it was more than a yard.
No, we did it twice, but Mackenzie Milton trying to sneak down there with a leg that doesn't work.
Oh, well, that was the sneak on the goal line, and he fumbled.
Yeah, he fumbled.
But then there was the one he was stopped short, and it was a design quarterback sweep from 4th and 2 or 4th and 3.
Yeah, there's no, it was asinine calls.
It's like when FCS East used to do that in NCAA football. You're like, oh, yeah, go ahead, call it.
Yeah,
that's fine.
So like I see these things all the time. People will always look at these things, and you're kind of like, oh, if I were here, if I were there, I could do. Like, no, you can't. No, you can't. The truth is, you can't. You wouldn't score in an NBA game. You're not leading the team to a first down in an NFL or high-level college football game. And you know what else you can't do? You're not hitting Garrett Cole's fastball. You're not going to hit it. So like we go through all these things, right? I'll card something better than a 17 on that hole. I would. And so would you, and so would Matthew, and half the people listening.
So here's something that just about everybody who's listening, I think maybe say for 1 or 2 people, would do. And this isn't a professional athlete, but they would throw a first pitch better than 50 Cent.
Oh, well, goodness gracious.
Yeah. But that's on a major league field. There's a lot of pressure, but you would do better. Maybe in some cases, not a lot better, but you would do better than 50 Cent.
Sure. I mean, it just has to go towards home plate.
Right. For about 3 feet.
You could roll it. And it's better than his first pitch.
Now, would that be a cop-out, or would that be kind of a pimp move?
That would be funny. You'd be like, all I have to do is have a better first pitch than 50 Cent. Here it is.
No, or if you just did it.
Or just underhand it.
You just roll it up to the plate.
Yeah.
And you go, thumbs up to everybody.
Got it. That's better. It's Jeff Cameron, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
What's important when shopping at a gun store? Let's start with a friendly and knowledgeable staff. Then add top-notch service, great selection and pricing, and a personal shopping experience only found at a locally owned and operated business. At Red Hills Arms, they're right on target. While other gun stores come and go, Red Hills Arms remains Tallahassee's go-to local gun store for all your firearms needs. Stop by today and get welcomed in like family.
Refreshing and simple. 2 words you don't hear many people use to describe their experience going through the process of getting a home loan. That's what puts the Hamilton Home Loans experience in a category all their own. If you're buying or refinancing a home, Hamilton Home Loans will provide a personalized mortgage experience that is dedicated to making the process refreshingly simple. It all begins with an initial consultation with an experienced Hamilton Home Loans advisor to find out what your goals are in order to find the right mortgage to suit your specific needs. Then, your personal home loan advisor will take you through all the steps from application, underwriting, approval, and closing, all the way to the front steps of your new home. Once you've experienced the Hamilton Home Loan process, you can be a customer for life and never have to pay lender fees again. For first responders, nurses, physician assistants, teachers, active and retired military, ask about the Hamilton for Heroes program. Personalized attention with your needs put first. Now that's refreshingly simple. Find out more at HamiltonHomeLoans.com. That's HamiltonHomeLoans.com.
Equal housing lender. NMLS number 200719.
That dinner was delicious. What's next?
I'm thinking just the check.
Do you frequently have gas, bloating, diarrhea, stomach pain, or loose oily stools after eating? One or more of these symptoms could be a sign of exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, and it may be time to talk to your doctor.
If you have EPI, Creon may be right for you. Creon, pancrelipase, is an oral prescription medication that treats EPI. Creon replaces enzymes you may be missing to help you break down food properly.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosis colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Do not chew capsules or contents, as this may cause mouth irritation. Tell your doctor if you have unusual or severe stomach pain, bloating, trouble passing stool, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, worsening of painful swollen joints, or allergic reactions. Other side effects may include changes in blood sugars, gas, dizziness, or sore throat and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Talk to your doctor about Creon, the #1 prescribed EPI treatment, and visit gocreon.com. That's GOCREON.com. Or call 1-800-633-9110.
There's fun to be had every night at the Corner Pocket. Take-home prizes on Trivia Tuesdays and Beer Bingo Thursdays. And kickstart your weekend with Martini Fridays. Plus, happy hour runs every weekday and game day specials every time the Noles take the field. Watch all the best games at the Corner Pocket's Vegas wall, featuring 560 inches of flat-screen TV heaven.
Oh, really?
The best food, the best drinks, and the best place to watch all the games. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Announcements explaining decisions made during the replay review process, the league announced today. We're pleased to launch this enhancement to the ballpark and broadcast experiences. Training has been held in Arizona and Florida this spring. MLB began using limited instant replay in 2008, and it has evolved over the years into the system that we have today. When replay is used, the crew chief and umpire get on the headset to discuss the play with MLB's Central Review Office, which make all decisions. The umpire then makes the appropriate signal, safe or out, fair, foul, whatever, without explanation. Now they're going to have an explanation. Confirmed, clear and convincing evidence is found to support the original call on the field. Overturned, clear and convincing evidence is found showing the original call was incorrect, inconclusive, insufficient evidence, so the original call stands. And they'll announce that to the fans. They will somehow turn this into grandstanding. Somebody is going to do something to draw attention to themselves once they have the mic.
I'm convinced, sir, that is a large part as to why officials in general in the NFL or college football throw so many flags. Because the head official wants to be on television.
So if he's listening, I feel you. I know your pain. Eric Llewellyn was about to have a stroke in one of the games last week because, not to make a lot of strokes, anyhow, he was going to because in college it's asinine. They sit around and talk for 5 minutes about whether or not they should review something and then go review it. If there's enough question about the original call that one of the coaches is going to ask for it to be reviewed, what is the discussion about? Just go review it and be done with it. That game took days because they had to review. They had to talk for 5 minutes before ever going over to review. And then the whole thing was, there was a very clear-cut thing. Upon seeing the replay, you knew they were not going to overturn it because it was inconclusive, right? It was bang, bang. So whatever the original call was, they were going to keep. What are they talking about for 5 minutes before going over to review this? I mean, either you tell somebody, no, it's not reviewable, or it is. If it is, shut up and go review it. People are just sitting around. Meanwhile, the pitcher is just taxing his arm, trying to stay warm, throwing more pitches while we wait 10 minutes on somebody to go look at a video that should have taken 30 seconds. The second the bang-bang play happens, the second his foot hits the base, out safe call, we got a problem with it, whatever it is, coach says, nope, we want to review it. Go review it. Be done with it.
No, there was no issue with the way, at least for me, the way Major League Baseball had done it before, where they point at the runner or the bag or whatever, out, safe. We're done here. Let the announcers react to it. Now, if you wanted to add them to the TV broadcast where you hear the discussion,
that's fine.
And then you hear the
part
answer.
Of the entertainment process.
Then the PA announcer in the stadium can do it. But the moment you give the umpire or the referee a chance to look in the camera and speak is the moment that you're making it very much harder for a fair game to be called because they want to be a part. They want to be a star.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Very, very frustrating. I saw that news today. I was like, I mean, it shouldn't be hard to get right, but they'll somehow screw it up. Hour number 2, forthcoming. Stay with Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio and Warchant TV.
Coming up next, more of the Jeff Cameron Show, live and local on Real Talk 93.3, WVFT, Gretna, Tallahassee.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Jason Walker. CDC ending a policy that limited asylum at the U.S.-Mexico border to prevent the spread of COVID. The use of public health powers has been widely criticized by Democrats. Policy will end on paper April 1st, but not take effect until May 23rd to allow border officials time to prepare. President Biden says the latest jobs numbers show Americans are back to work. Greg Clugston has more.
The president cheered the creation of 431,000 jobs in March and said the nation's jobless rate is striking.
The unemployment rate fell to 3.6%.
He said as more Americans get jobs, it will help ease supply chain pressures and fight inflation.
It's good news for our economy, and it means that our economy has gone from being on the mend to being on the move.
Wages increased last month, but those pay raises are not keeping up with the spike in inflation. Greg Clugston, the White House.
Also at townhall.com, inflation in Europe has soared.
It's a fresh sign that rising energy prices fueled by Russia's war in Ukraine are squeezing consumers and adding pressure on the central bank to raise interest rates. Official EU figures show consumer prices in the 19 countries that use the euro currency rose by an annual rate of 7.5% in March. The latest reading smashed the record set just last month when it hit a revised 5.9%.
That is correspondent Jeremy House reporting. Amazon workers in Staten Island, New York, voting to unionize. It marks the first successful U.S. organizing effort in that retail giant's history. An Alabama man who parked a pickup filled with weapons and Molotov cocktail components near the Capitol on the day of last year's riot has been sentenced to nearly 4 years behind bars. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3377 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3377. Enjoy.
This is Kyle, service manager from Barano Heating and Air. Schedule an appointment from your mobile device to learn about our Total Comfort Service Program. With guaranteed same-day service, 15% off necessary repairs, and $25 berry books to use towards air filters and other products. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Barano Heating and Air. Any day, anytime, anywhere. Online at baranoac.com.
Florida license, CAC 1816-186. We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Broadcasting live from Florida's capital city, this is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness on Real Talk 93.3. Now, stop what you're doing and listen closely. It's time for the Jeff Cameron Show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Final hour of the Jeff Cameron Show on Libations Friday, at least for this week. I'm Jeff. That is Tom. There's Director Matthew. And thanks for watching and listening. Listening on 93.3 Real Talk Radio. Watching on Warchant TV. Warchant TV, by the way. Like and subscribe. Tom, can you plaster up there on the video screen there? Look at the craziness that we got going on for the spring game. All that we're providing. Look at this. It's wall to wall. I mean, my goodness gracious. You got Hotel Indigo on site 12 to 3. We'll be doing the pregame show, you and myself. We live pregame show. That starts at 1 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, if you get there early enough, little Warchant meet and greet. We're just hanging out, having a couple pops, perhaps.
The whole roster. We will take up, I think, 35% of the deck.
Yeah, it's good times. Then, once the game begins, you get the Warchant watch along with Gene and Tom. You guys will be watching and commenting as it happens. Excuse me, I had a little hiccup there.
I get emotional over it too. It's going to be a fun thing to try.
We have a Warchant happy hour live from 5 to 6 p.m. at the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. That is with me and Corey Clark, and I guess everybody else maybe.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
AV.
Yeah.
There's a practice going on. Can you believe that? So next week, FSU football is practice Thursday, Friday, and the scrimmage on Saturday. That's strange.
Well, yeah, maybe a walkthrough.
It's a walkthrough to get kids on campus and show them how things
right,
go.
Yeah. So anyhow, come out on Friday and you'll see me, Tom, Corey hanging out, little happy hour like we do during the season at the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. Good times. Obviously, you got the show on that Friday, the Jeff Cameron Show, 1 to 3. Then on site, 12 to 3 on Saturday at Hotel Indigo. A watch-along party, a meet and greet prior, live pregame show with me and Tom, post-game call-in show after the game. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, nobody's going to want to see me on the Smash on Sunday. I think they'll know my take on the game.
I don't know that we need to have a Smash on Sunday after all of this action. There's just a lot going on there.
Also, if anything weird happens during the happy hour, just roll with it because I'm going to be watching the Masters. I'm going to get you guys started, and then I'm going to be watching the Masters on the big screens.
Yeah, we are too. We are too.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
yeah,
Is it just
yeah,
going to be a
yeah.
live
It's
watch
just
along
gonna-
of the
it's gonna
Masters?
be kind of a half-hearted happy hour on my part. It's going to be like, hey, good, glad to have everybody here. Anybody got questions? We'll answer them. By the way, it's like that thing when somebody's texting somebody else, but you're asking them a question, and they say, "I'm listening. I just have to send this text off." Like people can do that. That'll be me. Oh, I hear your question, and I'm listening. I'm not looking at you. I am staring at the Masters, but I hear it loud and clear. I can do this.
That is a good question about the 88 Noles. Corey, go ahead. As Matsuyama is 230 out, he's got 5 iron.
Matsuyama had to ride out. He pulled out of the Valero Texas Open after shooting a 74 yesterday.
74 and a WD?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't know if he's got back issues or what's going on, but he withdrew. And Hank Lebioda maybe needs to withdraw. He's having a tough go. He's a little +8 on the day. That'll hurt your feelings.
Oh, really?
Come on, Hank.
Must be windy out there.
Well, pulling a Kevin Na. I don't know. I haven't watched the round, but yeah.
Well, if he's 8 over with a 17, that'd be very impressive. That'd be a hell of a round.
That'd be something, right? Well, by the way, I'm now impressed with your tournament effort because you had an 11. And I think you shot a 92 with an 11.
No, okay. So this is last year. This happened last year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I'll do you one better.
Okay.
I shot 85
with an 11
on a par 4. Yeah, I was lights out the rest of the day.
You must have been par pretty much across the board.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Save for
it
your
was
11.
on the second at Clarn. I mean, how do you make an 11 on it without it going out of bounds?
How do you make an 11 on number 2?
You can ask my playing partners. They could probably tell you better than me.
Did you get into that tree on the right or the left?
Left, but then I went
So you
over.
yanked it?
I had the thin wedge thing, and then the problem was there was a group right on our back, so I was rushing, and it was like duff, 3-putt. That's how you get there pretty quick.
I was just kind of curious. There is, and I would point your attention to this. I'm going to listen to it over the weekend. Leonard Hamilton did a podcast with the Charlotte Observer, I saw, and he voices some concerns about recruiting just for college basketball and the NIL. So I'm kind of interested to see. In the meantime, we got that kid out of Brown who's a defensive presence, and a lot of people wanted him. So I'm very, very interested to see what he has to say. I just wanted to direct people's attention to that while we're focusing on things that are FSU related. Somebody in the chat noted, in Loosey Goosey Libations Friday edition, we talk it up here. Somebody expressed their frustrations about Mike Alford and whether or not he is to blame for Mark Krikorian leaving. I haven't chose to blame anybody here. I don't know the genesis for the extreme separation and dislike of those two individuals. I don't know.
But I think what you do know, and I've heard from other people, not personal sources, but it wasn't a matter of not being compensated at the level of respect for a 3-time national championship, reigning national championship soccer coach.
By the way, Eric writes, Jeff, would you take Tiger Woods next week at the Masters if he decides to play? Oh, hell no. No.
Would you take him to make the cut?
I don't think so.
Ooh, okay.
Prize Picks already has that number, Matthew. We talked about this earlier. Is that 77 or 75 and a half? 75 and a half. So his total is 75 and a half right now on Prize Picks.
First round? He's usually not great in the first round.
No, he's usually he shoots par or
even
one
when he
over,
wins, like you'll see a 74 or 73.
So what he does is he'll go out and he'll shoot a 1 over or even, and then he'll follow it up with a nice round on Friday. It could be an earth-shatteringly good round on a Friday, but if it's not, it's going to be on Saturday because on moving day it's going to happen. He'll go 73, 70, 64. You're like, okay, well, it's on. Here we go. He's within 3 strokes of the lead.
Or his terrible day Thursday typically is a 72. Then it's 68, 68, and then a nice cool 71 because nobody's coming for him. He's like, oh, I'll just knock it into the clubhouse here.
It is very interesting, I think. Very interesting, I think, that he would choose to it is very public to,
and he's aware of that.
Oh, very aware.
Yeah.
To go to Augusta to bring your yacht and to fly and do all the stuff that he did and to go with Charlie and play with JT. That is going to make the rounds. Everybody's going to know you were there. Everybody's going to know you were attempting a practice round. I know that in the past he has said that he is a long ways away. But man, I think it's fascinating to me because he doesn't strike me as a guy to go do that if he wasn't hell-bent on playing. I don't think you just go. Now, you want to see, I know he had played 4 straight days at his home course and walked it. I know that for a fact.
With La Cava, which is also another note of import.
Right.
Yeah.
So he played 4 straight days, was able to get through that. Now, that's a flat golf course that he plays down there in Jupiter. That's flat. Augusta National, now that I've been there and walked it, sweet Jesus. I mean, television does not do that justice. That is a difficult walk, especially for a guy who's had a busted up back and leg. So, yeah, there's something to the idea of, well, can I even walk it? Can I even get through it? But I just don't think you would go through with that high profile a move if you weren't hell-bent on playing.
But the problem is with today's minefield of being April Fool's Day, you're in conflict because typically if Tiger's participation in the Masters was in question, the Friday before he would make his announcement. And yet today is what today is. So if there is an announcement, be careful, everybody. It might be fake. It might be like Bob Herrig with an extra G in his Twitter handle. And you're like, oh, I got bamboozled.
Yeah, good old Bob Herrig said, I don't know if Charlie played. He's been on the range. Bob, I do. You're a wonderful reporter, but I don't think Charlie was on the range warming up with his dad and JT so that he could not play. I'm pretty sure he made the first tee. That's just a guess. And Bob is awesome. And we've had Bob on a million times, and he is as respected as there is in the business of covering golf. But come on, man. Yes, Charlie played. I think Woods got enough clout to get Charlie out there.
Oh my goodness. And Charlie's already got enough clout. He's hit more big time shots than a lot of people will ever hit. I mean, that father-son event, they are front and center, and he's hitting like 3-iron from 207, sticking it to 5 feet.
He hit a 5-wood on a par 5 and rode it right to left within 5 feet. Yeah. You're like, really? Okay.
Well, the one I'm thinking of is the par 3 with the water on the left.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe I watched the father-son. That's what Tiger does. I watched the father-son event start to finish because of Tiger, and nobody got it that close all day.
I know.
From any team.
Well, and remember, they went birdie, 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 birdie to get all the way back in it. It was nuts.
And then they screwed up the easy one on the 18th, the par 5.
Yeah. Florida State did practice yesterday. That practice, just to recap, was much better than the Tuesday practice. Tom Lang was there. In the interest of transparency, I was not there. Talk to my people, talk to my guy here, and listen to what Coach Norvell had to say. And it appears on all fronts that Thursday was a lot better than Tuesday, which is what you needed to see. I figured the intensity would be there. It was. I figure that the speed would be improved of practice. From what you've told me, it was. Defense carried the day. People wanted updates. Those are your updates. Not a lot there. They'll scrimmage Saturday. It'll be very curious to see what they come out and say after Saturday's scrimmage. That's got to be a good scrimmage for the offense. We have to hope.
Yeah, I could see again how last Saturday's scrimmage, A.J. Duffy had the best throw of it because I think he had the best throw yesterday. An absolute
he
dime
frequently does, by
up
the way.
right sideline to Kentron. Unbelievable. In a close second was Tate Rodemaker rolling right and hitting Keyshawn Helton, and it had to be now, and it was. But one other mini update I'll give you on Bless Harris because I'm Bless
What
Harris
you know
fan
about
club,
Bless Harris?
and what you know about him. Here's what I know about him. Alex Atkins said after the first scrimmage that he got tired late, and so they need to work on that. He's getting a lot of reps, a lot of them.
yeah.
They're trying to build up that stamina in case he should be the right tackle of choosing, but he's getting a lot of time out there.
I said to you earlier in the week, and I was leaning this direction as early as last week, he's going to end up playing, man. He's going to end up being a guy in this group, and that's good and bad. It's good that you hit on a guy. It's bad that you didn't get the depth from within that you were hoping to get, and so this guy's going to have to play because they're not having any of these other guys rise up to take that big step forward in the spring that they could then juggle that line the way that they wanted to and provide a better rotation. They don't have it. Willis hasn't been able to achieve that. Really, I just don't think they have the guys. Can that line be better than it was a year ago? Yeah. I'm not saying it's going to get worse, but I still think you've got to go out in the portal and get you another lineman.
Well, and you always have the safety net of Darius at right tackle. They're trying every other permutation to see if they can conjure up more depth.
Mm-hmm.
But if it doesn't work, then 76 at right tackle is the play, and that was the discussion we had yesterday on solving for the future, which is find you a best available offensive lineman. If you've got significant difference between a guard who wants to come here and a tackle, and the guard's better significantly, take the guard. Don't force it with a tackle.
Yeah, because
of Darius' versatility.
Right. Well, I think that we're probably another year away from that group being something that has the kind of depth we've been aiming for 5 years now, 6 years now.
If the rest of that offensive line class that arrives in the summer is like Daughtry Richardson and Kanaya in terms of the raw ability, yeah, then that's going to be a position of strength in 2 years, I'd say.
Every time we do this projecting thing, it's like, well, that's a year away. That's 2 years away. It's tough. It's tough. That's what the point I was hitting on the last hour. It's it's tough. It's hard to be patient. We've lost quite a bit in the last several years, and yet I'm not used to it. I'm not okay with it. I'm never all right with it. I'm constantly like, nope. This is not what we do. This is not who we are. Let's go. And yet I know that it takes time.
You know who flashed yesterday? Shaheen.
Oh, right.
You were just
on
talking about
time.
safety. It was like you willed it into being.
Well, and I was also saying that Shaheem's a guy that may play himself into being a linebacker at some point. He's such a big, strong kid, but he was really good last year in practice and in camp, and we thought he was on the fast track, but it's been radio silence from him for the most part this spring. So that's really good to hear. Glad you brought that up. That's important. He's got great instincts, and he's a physical kid. You've got to find a place for him. I think he's a tweener right now. I really think he's kind of more than anything else. He's a tweener. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio and Warchant TV.
When you need a plumber quick, how long is an acceptable time to have to wait?
Hey, it's the Millers again. Just calling you about our little plumbing problem.
2 hours?
Hey, we were hoping you can get here soon because the water is getting really bad. Please hurry.
4 hours?
I know you said you were on your way, but, honey, tell the kids to drink water.
8 hours?
Don't worry about us.
At M&L Plumbing, you'll never have to wait long for quality, dependable service right when you need it. At M&L Plumbing, we listen to our customers, and our qualified technicians aim to achieve 100% customer satisfaction. So the next time you need plumbing work or repairs, think of the name M&L Plumbing, your local plumbing experts, commercial or residential. Give us a call 850-575-9393 or visit us online at mnlplumbing.com. M&L Plumbing, for all of your plumbing needs.
Well. Hey, Jeff, look at this place.
Yeah. Well, doing well. It's been a while since I've seen you, brother, but, it hasn't been a while since I've been over to Gordo's. I go there on the regular because of you, Eddie.
Well, we keep you regular.
Well, that's true, but I think of Gordo's as a place to sit down, have a cold beer, talk to your friends, enjoy the sports, eat the delicious food. But I think of you as Uncle Eddie, a man who takes care of his people and takes care of the town.
I appreciate that, Jeff. Hey, and we'll keep you regular.
Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
You were always more than my mom. You were my role model, my best friend, and biggest supporter. You filled my days with unconditional love. And you also prepared for the day when you couldn't be here. Because of the woman you were back then, I'm able to be the woman I am now. Your planning made this moment possible.
Set your family up for life. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance. Your friends for life.
This is Andy Cohen. When I was a law enforcement officer, I devoted my life to a career of service and protection. Who's protecting you? Give me a call. 850-671-FARM. That's 671-FARM. Helping you is what we do best.
Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. Not licensed to do business in all 50 states.
Curling shingles? That's the sign of a failing roof. We can help. Give us a call today.
T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. Call 850-766-1340.
License number CCC 1331204.
God gave us two ends, one to think with and one to sit on. Success in life depends on which one you use. Heads, you win. Tails, you lose. Hi, I'm Rick Hughes, host of The Flatline. Heard every Sunday morning here at 7:30 a.m. on Real Talk 93.3 Tallahassee Real Talk Station. Come join me 30 minutes of motivation, inspiration, and some education as I seek to reveal God's plan by teaching 10 unique problem-solving devices. Every Sunday morning, 7:30 a.m., 93.3 Real Talk Tallahassee.
Choose Hearth and Patio for custom fireplaces, maintenance, outdoor grills, kitchens, fire pits, lighting, and so much more. Check out all of Hearth and Patio's options online at hearthpatiotallahassee.com. Hearth and Patio, they keep the home fires burning.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Welcome back to the Jeff Cameron Show, sponsored by the legendary team at Hamilton Home Loans, a mortgage company that is designed around speed, simplicity, and service. Visit FSUHomeLoans.com. That's FSUHomeLoans.com.
Shot back and hit me in the face. Hey, you want to laugh? It's a loosey-goosey edition of the show, Libations Friday. Here you go. How about this for a modern problem, a very modern predicament, and this is born out of all. This can only happen in this era. So this is crazy, and you can picture this, Tom, because you know me and you know my patience level on certain things. Right. So you, over the years, have witnessed like the moment. Tom and I are dear, dear friends. I say that all the time for you guys, just so you know. But then secondly, he knows me very well. He can read me very well. Like, oh, well, this is going to be a problem. Or I better get out in front of this. I need to talk to Jeff about this.
The amount of BS you've never heard of.
Right. So, right. And I'm forever grateful. But one of the things that you do that cracks me up, because I see you do it and it makes me laugh,
is if you're sensing that my levels of frustration are growing, whether that is with an intern, an employee, a person we meet out in public or something, where
a salesperson.
Yeah, you're right.
A sales manager.
Right.
Somebody on the sales force.
Yes, if you're sensing my frustration, you'll usually kind of step in like, okay, well, I can see this is
a general manager of sorts.
You'll step in and kind of be like, I can see where this is about to go, and why don't we do this?
One of our GSMs.
Why don't we just do this? Why don't we do this? And then you'll step in and defuse or redirect, or let me talk to him about that, or whatever that is. All right, so I could have used you in this moment, but this is funny. This is crazy. So you guys out there listening to the show know that I also do a show on Sirius XM, and I have for almost 7 years now. I've done a variety of shows there, but primarily I work on the PGA Tour channel. I do a once-a-week show with the great Trey Jones, golf coach at Florida State. He is fantastic, and I love doing that show.
That team is getting better at the right time.
They're really good. They're 2 freak rounds away from their opponents. Vanderbilt had a freak round, and, of course, Pepperdine. They had another freak round. By freak round, like record rounds for the program.
Yeah, they got the kid with the bucket hat again. He was like chipping in left and right on our ass.
Really good.
Yeah.
So anyhow, they're 2 freak rounds away from like winning 4 of their last 5 tournaments that they've entered. That's how good they've been. Back to the point. So I've done some college football on ESPNU over there. I've done some other stuff, but I like that job. It's fun. I like to have my hands on a lot of things. I mean, I'm very fortunate, very lucky. I love this gig. But so Sirius XM, I am a part-time employee for them. And their rules of employment are different than, say, here or at Warchant or it's very different, right? And so there's one guy, I'll just tell you his name. His name is Jeremy. All right, so this guy, Jeremy, is the program director for the PGA Tour radio.
If it was Jerry, then this is fake. But
No.
Jeremy, I buy.
It's Jeremy.
If it was Jerry, no way.
I got no problems with Jeremy, by the way. I want to put this out there. I got no problems with Jeremy. He's very straightforward. There's no mincing. I mean, when Jeremy wants something, he says what he wants. He says what he means what he says. I like Jeremy.
Yeah, that's easy.
Oh,
That's easy to work with.
Oh, no. Even if I disagree with Jeremy, there's no questioning where he stands on anything. If he tells you that I need you to do this, there's no, you either do it or you don't, but there's not room
There's
for debate.
neither hemming nor hawing.
Right. So Jeremy is this guy's name. So I don't know that many Jeremys. I probably know in my life, in my phone, I think I probably have 3 Jeremys in my phone as opposed to Tom's or Matt's or whatever, right? All right. So I get this email from Jeremy. And they needed me because if you are going into the buildings in DC, New York, Tampa, where SiriusXM has offices, you have to be vaccinated. They're employees. That's their company rule. You have to be vaccinated if you're going into the office. Now I work down here. And by the way, I'm an open book. I'm vaccinated. So anyhow, point is, I don't care. Whatever you need.
Clever. Nicely. Nice.
What?
Oh, nothing. I'm just kidding.
No. So the bottom line is they're like, hey, can you send? And I thought I got the Jeremy email by mistake because that is for the people that are going into the building. Okay. They are mostly white Jeremys, Ryan, which is funny. So, and it's not Jerry, but here you go. I get my email back and I'm like, I can send it to you, whatever. He's giving me this login. So he's like, you got to log in, upload your vaccination, and then you're done. You're free to go on your way, whatever. He goes, they're getting on me because I haven't gotten yours because you're a part-time employee and I forgot to get it.
Rolls downhill.
Right.
Yep.
So no big damn deal. I don't care. So I'm like, oh, well, sure, man. Yeah, I'll do it. But then we went to Montana and I forgot to do it. So then we're in Montana. Yeah, that's on me. So we're in Montana. We're skiing, having a good time, whatever. I come back. Jeremy's like, hey, man, we're going to do this thing. And again, I respect Jeremy. He's like, I know what he's saying. He's like, dude, you told me you were going to do this. I'm going to need you to do this.
Listen here, Tallahassee. You go to the doctor
Yeah,
and you get it done.
no,
That's what he's thinking.
Well, he may be, but anyhow. So then I was like, I got you. So he says, I'm going to resend the code because you have to type this in. Now, listen, how modern is this, guys? I have to log into a website. I have to type in the code that he's giving me. Specific, he's got a code for every one of the employees. All right. So I get a code that's unique to me. So he says, do this. And I'm not going to get into all the details, but I have to go to this place and I have to log this in. And then he gave me a username and it's unique to me. And I have a username and I'm doing all this. All right. So I go to the site and I'm looking and navigating the site. And there's some things on here that he didn't tell me about that are a little suspect. I'm like, this is a little bit more complicated than the thing that he said. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. I don't trust myself. You know how that goes with the technology. I'm like, Tom, am I doing this right? So anyhow, there I am. So I'm like, damn, Jeremy. Well, maybe I'll just call him. Make sure. We'll double check. Tired of all this texting. We're just texting back and forth. Our thumbs are exhausted. It's ridiculous. So then finally, I say to Siri, call Jeremy. Because I'm in the middle of a text thread with Jeremy. Phone rings. Nobody picks up. He just texted me. This pisses me off. I know you're by your phone. You just 2 seconds ago texted me, and now I'm calling you, and you won't pick up. I see the little dots. I'm looking at the dots. I know you're there.
How dare you?
Well, that's rude. What are we doing here? So I'm agitated. I'm like, man, you just texted me. I'm calling you. Pick up the phone. What are we doing? So then anyhow.
Could have been in a restaurant.
So hold on. I took a step back, calm down. I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe he's in a meeting. He could be in a meeting. He can't pick up the phone right now. He can text me. Meanwhile, this guy's in the boardroom talking to him, and he's just like, hey, Jeff, here's, he's trying to get it done. I'm like, oh, back off, Jeff. My man's in a meeting. What are you going to do? So I'm like, all right, well, he'll call me back when he can call me back. So I'm like, the phone, he goes, hey, it's Jeremy. Can't come to the phone right now. I'm like, hey, Jeremy, it's Jeff. We were just texting. When you get a chance, call me back. I have a question for you about this site. All right. So there it is, right? So a minute later, now I'm show prepping. I'm literally reading Warchant.com, looking at a story that I think you wrote, and I'm reading this thing.
Really good idea.
So then I'm looking at it, and my phone rings, and it's Jeremy. Says Jeremy. I'm like, oh, good. Jeremy's calling me back, as one would. So I put him on speaker because I'm still typing something into my show prep notes. I go, oh, hey, Jeremy. Really sorry to bother you. I think I just realized and answered my own question. I've got my login. I'm good to go. You'll be getting what you need in just a minute. And he goes, what are you talking about? And I go, what do you mean what am I talking about? I'm talking about the thing, He goes, no, what are you talking about for real? What are you talking about? I just saw you called. I'm like, Jeremy, we were just texting 2 seconds ago. You gave me my code to log in for the thing. And he goes, I didn't text you. Like, Jeremy, yes, you did. We just got done texting. You just texted me. So now this is weird. I'm kind of getting weirded out. And I go, Jeremy, you just texted me. This is Jeff Cameron in Tallahassee. He goes, I know who it is, and I didn't text you. So now I'm staring at this computer screen, and the Jeremy on the phone goes, get out of there. Get out of there. Get off that site. I didn't send that to you. I'm like, holy Jesus. It's like the call's coming from the house, right? I'm like, what do I? So I'm clicking.
It's the Soviets.
Yeah, I'm clicking X to get out of this. I'm like, what's going to happen now? Porn's going to infiltrate my computer. I'm going to be like, what is going? So I'm hitting X to get out of there.
That's not what you want to hit.
The X button in the code. I'm like, trying to get out of there. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Somebody's hijacked Jeremy's phone trying to steal my passwords. And then Jeremy says, so then finally, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Do you still need my vaccination record? He goes, why would I need your vaccination record? Which is what my original thought was. Like, why would he? I live in Tallahassee. I'm not coming into the DC office. Why would he need my vaccination? I thought originally this was hogwash, right? So then he says, he's like, why would I possibly need your vaccination? I'm like, well, you sent me an email saying that you did. He's like, no, I didn't send you an email. You're getting like this is so finally I go, Jeremy, listen to me. And so Jeremy, he goes, what? And I'm like, I can't say his last name, but let's just say it's Wilson. It's not Wilson. But I go, This is Jeremy Wilson in Washington, D.C., working for Sirius XM, asking me to log in to this site with this code. He goes, no, this is Jeremy Johnson from ESPN Bristol. So Jeremy is in a cubicle in Bristol. He used to book me for Mike and Colin Cowherd. And he and I haven't spoken to each other in 5 years. And out of the blue, he gets this call from me, and I'm yelling at him. What are you talking about, Jeremy? You just got done texting me. And Jeremy's like, what the hell are you talking about, Jeff? And so, anyhow, Siri mixed up my Jeremys and called the wrong Jeremy when I said to call Jeremy the other way. So then I had to circle back and reach out to the real Jeremy, the other Jeremy, who did need my stuff. I was like, sorry, man. Had some complications. He's like, it's not hard. Just log in and put in the comment.
I hope you're this.
How modern is that?
Well, and I also hope you're this self-aware 10 years from now, because this is the marking of older age is shouting at people on the phone when you may or may not be right.
Well, now you could see the front. Why?
Of course I can.
I mean,
of course. But what I'm and yes, you didn't grow up with Siri, so she took you in the wrong direction.
She took me in the wrong direction.
Usually she says which one if there are multiple people.
No, she didn't. She just called him.
Yeah.
She called a Jeremy I haven't spoken to in 5 years that works at ESPN.
I can tell you, I had a similar thing in the car. I won't tell you who. You'll know because of the first name. I said, call Jason so-and-so. And she goes, calling Jay.
You're like, no.
That's the last person I want to talk to. Bad Siri.
Oh, man, that's funny. Yeah. I haven't really told anybody about this, but now everybody knows. This happened. Yeah. I Jeremy, listen to me. You can hear his frustration now that in retrospect, I'm thinking about him going, what is Jeff Cameron in Tallahassee having a nervous breakdown?
Why is he yelling at me?
Well, he is yelling at me. I was like, you just got done texting me. No, I didn't.
Jeff, listen here. Greeny has yelled at me for the last 90 minutes. I'm not in the mood. His lighting was off. His right cheek wasn't as bright as his left cheek. I've been hearing about it for 90 minutes.
Oh, yeah. No, it was too good. So then anyhow, I have subsequently reached back out to Jeremy from ESPN. Said, hey, how you doing? It's been a long time. How have you been? He's like, I'm good. How are you doing? And he goes, apparently you're working for Sirius XM. I'm like, yes. He's like, okay. It's been that long.
I'll keep you in the Rolodex.
Yeah. Cool, man. Anytime you need me. Yeah. Sorry. Just had to share that with you. If you could have been in my empty house, it's just me and the two dogs, to hear me looking at the computer screen as if he's on the computer going, Jeremy, you just texted me.
You weren't sitting in the backyard naked in a lawn chair?
I was
not. For the neighbors to come check over the fence?
Not at all. No. I was sitting, sipping coffee, getting angrier by the second about Jeremy's refusal to admit he had just texted me.
Your local news now.
An early morning crash temporarily shut down part of Thomasville Road in Tallahassee early this morning. It happened near the intersection of Market Street around 12:30 a.m. Details are limited at this time, but an officer at the scene said that at least one person was injured. No official word on that person's condition or if anyone else was hurt. A Thomas County man was arrested on several drug charges Wednesday. The sheriff's office said Thomas County, Thomasville narcotics vice agents conducted a search warrant in the 1100 block of North Stevens Street. Macon Mango was arrested. He was wanted on drug charges resulting from an incident that happened on March 13th, according to the sheriff's office. Mango is being charged with possession of cocaine with intent to distribute, possession of a Scheduled 1 controlled substance with intent to distribute, possession of a Scheduled 1 controlled substance with intent to distribute, and obstruction of an officer. This is Rachel Lene with Real Talk 93.3 Local News Update, brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at macklemoresystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Frobley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Partly cloudy this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 78. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, lows around 51. Chance for scattered showers tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 74. Overcast skies. High temperatures reach up to 79 Sunday under mainly sunny skies. 82 Monday. This report is brought to you by the Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Right now, 75.
Did you know metal roofs' survivability far exceeds that of traditional shingle roofs? It's time to consider a metal roof from Metal Roofing Sales of Tallahassee. We provide the best quality, least expensive material and accessories in the area, as well as material pickup and delivery. Our painted panels qualify for the City of Tallahassee's low-interest Energy Star loan program also. And don't forget about our veteran and law enforcement discount. Give Metal Roofing Sales a call today at 536-9123, 536-9123.
Well. Hey, Jeff, look at this place.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
goodness.
Well, doing well. It's been a while since I've seen you, brother, but, it hasn't been a while since I've been over to Gordo's. I go there on the regular because of you, Eddie.
Well, we keep you regular.
Well, that's true, but I think of Gordo's as a place to sit down, have a cold beer, talk to your friends, enjoy the sports, eat the delicious food. But I think of you as Uncle Eddie, a man who takes care of his people and takes care of the town.
I appreciate that, Jeff. Hey, and we'll keep you regular.
Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
It's Congressman Michael Waltz on the Greg Tish Show.
Good morning, Congressman. How are you doing?
Hey, doing well.
Again, just what you have to go through day in and day out. I don't know how you have hair left, or like Matty Rowe, just completely bald.
Hey,
sorry.
And the irony of it all, the progressives are the tail wagging the dog. This whole bipartisan White House is a joke. We're just watching them eat their own.
The Greg Tish Show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m., only on Real Talk 93.3. The Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness. 2 Tallahassee locations, Midtown on Thomasville Road and Northside in the Village Common Shopping Center. Online at orangetheoryfitness.com.
I have completed the task, just so everybody knows. I was able to successfully navigate the interwebs.
And that's how I got fired from SiriusXM.
I'm glad I wasn't yelling at the Jeremy that I do kind of work for. Like, 'cause I was fairly angry. What are you talking about?
Yes, there were F-bombs,
Yes.
folks, in
Yeah,
case you're wondering.
yeah. Well, not you. Yeah.
Not at people.
No, what the blank are you talking about? Yeah. That's
Yet another reminder that bellying up, maybe after the spring game, we can get into it.
We've got to, man. We've had a lot of requests, and I've had a couple of moments where I've wanted to do it. Just a couple of things I thought about that was funny. By the way, I want to circle back on something on yesterday's show, and I did a lot of reading last night, and you are 100% correct. I think after all that I read last night, for sure, Tom Brady walked into the Glaziers last week and said, "Fire his ass. I don't want Bruce Arians here anymore," and they said, "Okay." Now, they did not fire him. They, of course, allowed him to retire,
yes,
and to take a front office job,
promoted him in some way,
which is actually a good thing. It's a good thing because Arians did a great job. I already kind of talked about what, not just what he did in the short time in Tampa, but what he's done for women and coaches of color. He's good to have in the organization. They've done a good job. And also, I just think this is how a seamless transition is made. Yeah. You have a guy with previous head coaching experience and who's been on this roster, and I think is an adult in the room without question.
I think also it's a win all the way around, because I don't think it's necessarily false that Bruce was willing to allow for his successor to take over.
I believe that is 100% accurate.
I don't know that he wanted to do it this year.
Right. He was planning to do it probably after next year.
After they got the quarterback situation rectified with whoever the next quarterback was going to be. But once, TB came back, he was at peace with it. He might have been like, "You got to be kidding me." But in the grand scheme, he still accomplished something he wanted to do. Right. Because you don't want to leave Todd Bowles in the head coaching position with a bad quarterback again, because then he'll fail, get fired, and he'll never be hired as a head coach ever again.
Correct. Correct. He already had a bad go of it with the Jets, and so now
that list of quarterbacks he had is, I mean.
So let me say this, though. The Bucks are set up. Of course, we carry the Bucks right here on 93.3 Real Talk Radio, and Tom and I do the Scuttle Bucks, so it is germane to our larger conversation.
I wonder if they would have renewed here. I mean, the station had Brady been gone, but they certainly will now.
Yeah, but here's what I would say. It does give you a stay of execution here, man, because we were caught kind of with our pants down, man. This is not that situation. When he said he was leaving, we were screwed. I mean, the Blaine Gabbert era would have been an ugly one, and I don't think Kyle Trask can play. So we're in a situation where they don't have a quarterback, and they still don't after this year if Tom decides to walk. Now, I don't know if he will. Maybe he's playing for 2 more years. Who knows? Let's hope. But he gives you time. It buys time. So I don't think you have to tiptoe around anymore. You know, Tom Brady's whatever he is, 45 years old. He's going to retire. So you have got to go remedy the transition. You've got to figure out what you're doing. Blaine Gabbert ain't it. And I don't think Kyle Trask is it. This draft for quarterbacks is garbage. But if you like one of these guys, I wonder, would you do it?
No, I think you'd give Trask another preseason. You'd evaluate him in the preseason. You hope that we're good enough to blow a couple teams out. You get him some live game reps. You let him be the primary backup. But I don't. Ryan Griffin, I don't think is as entrenched as a 2, and that's who they just re-signed. I don't think he's as entrenched as Blaine Gabbert was, but he could be serviceable if Trask is terrible. You know what I mean? Like Ryan Griffin could go in and play, and you at least have a baseline of what he is. But you're not going to usurp Gabbert if you're Trask.
They don't have anything. But basically, every name you just threw out there is garbage.
Yeah.
But
so many are. There's only like 20 names in the whole league that you'd say, okay, that dude can play.
Well, that's why people were asking whether or not the Bucks would bring in, Baker and have him back up. But I don't think you would do that because I don't think he can play. So you're not solving anything. I'd rather have Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah. No, totally.
Yeah.
Unless Baker's playing for $50, there's no way.
Yeah.
We're too strapped.
Well, take a look around the league right now. There's the $18 million or whatever he's owed, and notice that nobody will take it off their hands and pay it. Because Cleveland's like, if you take them,
Well, also the other general managers saying, screw you. You just gave Deshaun Watson this contract that's going to break the bank for every other contract for a second-level deal for new free agents and young quarterbacks. Right. You just screwed us at the negotiating table, so you got to wear it. I think that's smart. It's a good punishment.
Yep. The NFL schedule has yet to be released, and the draft is obviously weeks away, but season win total odds are already on the board, by the way. Did you see that? I think that's weird. The Buffalo Bills and Tampa Bay Buccaneers both with 11.5 as the top team totals for wins on the board at Caesars Sportsbook. So the Bills at 11.5, the Bucs are at 11.5. The Green Bay Packers are at 11, the Chiefs, the Rams, the Cowboys opened at 10.5. I'm going to go under on the Cowboys, by the way. The 49ers, Broncos, and Chargers opened at 10. Those are the teams with double-digit win totals projected at Caesars. So in order again, that is Bills and Bucks at 11.5, followed by Packers at 11, followed by Chiefs, Rams, Cowboys at 10.5. Niners, Broncos, Chargers at 10. Everybody else is below 10.
You know the Bucs' opponents this year? It's a who's who. The divisions that they play, the full 4 allotment are the AFC North.
Which that's, by the way, the entirety of the AFC North. 9.5, 9.5, 9.5. Steelers are 7.5.
And the NFC West, which is, it's right in the middle. You've got 2 that you don't like, you
don't want to play the Rams or the Niners.
Correct. And the Cardinals are on the road, and that's always a weird game, too. I feel like weird things happen.
It's a weird game. It's right.
You host Seattle, which is fine now.
Yeah,
it's no big deal now.
No. Yeah, I don't like the fact that, you got to play the Rams and the Niners.
And you got to play the Packers and the Chiefs.
Packers, Chiefs. Yeah, it's a veritable who's. We're going under that 11.5.
Road at Dallas, too. Yeah, I think 11 might be the number, but 11 probably is good enough. 11-6 to carry the division.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Saints win totals at 7.5. The Panthers is at 6, and the Falcons are at 5.5. Yes, 11 would more than carry the day. I think 9 will carry the day, Tom. I think the Bucs would win the NFC South with 9 wins and 8 losses.
Also, prepare to smile. One of the Bucs' home games is
Dolphins
in Germany. And that's not an April Fool's
Yeah,
Day.
and I hate that.
They requested, so they could only block one.
Yeah.
To say that, and it's the Packers that they want to guarantee to be in Tampa. But I would imagine the NFL will do the right thing. They'll send like the Falcons over there with the Bucks. They're not going to have us go play Kansas City in Munich. That would be dumb.
That would be really dumb. All right, Bucks, Falcons, Bucks, Panthers, somebody like that in Germany. All right. Well, this is also where I'm glad Tom Brady's coming back. He'll be pro about it. Everybody will be ready to go. And
there's Giselle. There you go.
There you go. Come back, wrap it up momentarily. Jeff Cameron, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Whidden Glass has been taking care of business since 1945. When you call Whidden Glass, you're dealing with experienced, reliable professionals who offer only the best. Like Whidden's top-of-the-line bath enclosures that provide style and luxury at an affordable price. Eye-catching storefronts are a specialty at Whidden Glass. We'll help you design it and install it. Whidden Glass, the first name in glass replacement. Call 222-5781.
Hey, no fans, our partner ISF Inc. is a national management and IT consulting firm located right here in Tallahassee, Florida, solving the future for state governments through strategy, process, and technology. As a trusted advisor for state governments, ISF knows the importance of defining a clear and detailed strategy. Our friends at ISF can help your organization create a strategy that sets you on a path to success. ISF, your vision plus our expertise brings your brilliant ideas to life. Visit ISF.com to learn more. ISF, solving the future.
Tallahassee's 30-year-old funny paper and American Legion Post 13 have joined forces to become Major Morale. The new magazine has 4 more pages of post activities and military information that you probably never knew. But don't worry, it's still as politically correct and newsworthy as always. Okay, it's the same funny stuff, but it's still only available at the sponsors' locations like Tallahassee Automobile Museum, Krispy Kreme Donuts, Keith Lawson Services, or ABC Flooring. Tallahassee's leading supplier of in-stock, top-of-the-line ceramic, carpet, waterproof, and hardwood floors since 1990. At ABC Flooring, you can pick out your floor and installation can begin in 48 hours. ABC Flooring is also the leading supplier of in-stock landlord property management products in the Panhandle. Visit their warehouse showroom on Capitol Circle Southeast or call 877-6600.
Are you hungry and looking for a new way to save some money? Ditch the expensive bites and eats for delivery options. Ordering food from your favorite local restaurant just got easier. Choose foodiestakeout.com to save 10% when you order from select local restaurants today. Text Foodies to 230-9456 and get 10% off your first order at foodiestakeout.com. Don't wait. Do it now and save. Text the word Foodies to 230-9456. Shop local and save at foodiestakeout.com.
There's fun to be had every night at the Corner Pocket. Take home prizes on Trivia Tuesdays and Beer Bingo Thursdays. And kickstart your weekend with Martini Fridays. Plus happy hour runs every weekday and game day specials every time the Noles take the field. Watch all the best games at the Corner Pocket's Vegas Wall, featuring 560 inches of flat screen TV heaven.
Oh, really?
The best food, the best drinks, and the best place to watch all the games. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
The Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness. 2 Tallahassee locations, Midtown on Thomasville Road and Northside in the Village Common Shopping Center. Online at orangetheoryfitness.com.
You're not real sure how to go about getting a home loan, well, you're going to want to reach out to my friends Chad and Shannon of the legendary team at Hamilton Home Loans. They're Noles just like you, and they also make this a very easy process. And that's important because it can be a little nerve-wracking, right? But with their cutting-edge technology, knowledge, and transparent communication, it's an easy 5-star experience for you. We've partnered with them, and we do so because of their reputation and their expertise. You can give them a call today and learn more, 844-FSU-LOAN. That's 844-FSU-LOAN. Or you can check them out by going to FSUHomeLoans.com. That's FSUHomeLoans.com. All right. What are we going to do with opening day? Did we decide, you and I, what we're doing with opening
I have
day?
not spoken with Bill, the proprietor of Corner Pocket, just yet.
I think
But
we're probably going to move it around a little bit because there's more games on one of the days than the other.
I'm going to advise, Bill, if you're listening, here's what I'm going to call you about. I'm going to advise that we don't do it on MLB's opening day because there's only 2 baseball games that start before 4 o'clock next Thursday. What the hell?
Yeah.
But if you look at that following Wednesday, April 13th, we'll see if we can get that locked down. There's like 8 games that start either at 12:10 or 1:10. So let's aim for that. That's what I'm hoping for.
Man, I always love, because it just kind of sparks, there's just a transition of seasons and all that good stuff. It always makes me smile. It just kind of, we're as sports fans, we're very seasonal, and everyone holds a near and dear place to our heart for different reasons. And some sports, obviously, we love more than others, but what it represents, and you transition into one. And whenever we do this, I always have fun at Corner Pocket. It's always cool to look up at the screen and see baseball being played. The hot dogs, the drinks, the camaraderie, it's great.
I mean, next week, when you're doing the happy hour with Corey on Friday, there will be Major League Baseball and the Masters on your televisions.
Doesn't suck.
No.
Probable is brought to you by North Florida Payroll Services. North Florida Payroll Services, locally owned for nearly 15 years, offering payroll and HR services, including full online applicant. You can speak, Jeff. Onboarding and integration into payroll. Save your company money and headaches today. Head to northfloridapayroll.com.
It's time for, how you say, with the pitching, probably?
Mets, Cards, Felix Pena, Connor Thomas, Red Sox, Rays, Rich Hill, Ryan Yarbrough, Blue Jays, Buccos, Yusei Kikuchi. We haven't had one of those in a while, guys. Jose Quintana going for my Pirates. That creep Quintana can roll, man. Phillies, Orioles, Rangers, Suarez, Jordan Lyles, formerly of the Pirates. He sucks. Now he's stuck in Baltimore. Ha ha. Braves, Twins, Max Fried, Chris Archer. Marlins, Astros, Jesus Luzardo, and Luis Garcia. Yankees, Tigers, Garrett Cole, Tyler Alexander. Rangers, Giants, Kobe Allard, Alex Cobb. We got the A's and the White Sox, Adam Euler and Dallas Keuchel. Cubs, D-backs, Kyle Hendricks, Madison Bumgarner is still pitching. Jesus. Reds, Angels, Riley O'Brien, Reed Detmers.
Riley O'Brien.
And Reed Detmers. Riley, you go out drinking with. Reed, insufferable.
Reed's the guy you got to play golf with. Riley's the guy you hang out with on the 19th.
Absolutely. Cubs, Brewers, Keegan Thompson, Luis Perdomo. D-backs, Guardians, Tyler Gilbert, Zach Plesac. Royals, Padres, John Heasley, and Yu Darvish. Mariners, Rockies, Matt Brash, and Kyle Freeland. That's it. That's all. That's a look at those that shall reside on the bump. One of these days, we're going to petition YouTube's people and say, hey, can we do probables with our music, man? Will you not flag us? Stop being difficult.
You see that DeGrom's getting an MRI?
Yeah, I did.
Didn't I say on the show last week?
You did.
Yeah. Whoops.
Well, it's just, it never lasts with pitchers. You can't have nice things. Pitchers don't ever make it. Yeah, if I get a good pitcher in Pittsburgh, A, he's going to get picked up by somebody else as soon as his contract's up. But B, I just assume every start I'm going to watch him grab his elbow and walk off the mound.
Are they officially the running backs of baseball?
Yeah, you just don't pay a pitcher, man, unless you just know. And you kind of have to because you can't win without pitching, but it's just so aggravating. You got a hockey matchup sit on the ice you like?
Play Toronto again, team total over this weekend. Doesn't matter who they're playing. They're scoring goals right now. On Monday, I'll give you different advice.
I like Duke in a lot of ways. I'll play the money line. I'll give the points. I think they win. I like them here. And I like Kansas -4. Going 2 units on that Villanova game.
2 units.
I just said it to be an ass. I love when those dorks, I watch a lot of gambling shows. They get out there. They're like, well, John, that's just a 3-unit play. I mean, we're not talking 5 units. It's just 3. Get the hell off my.
It's not the same thing. We're not making fun of Lee Sterling's 10 to 40 unit plays.
No.
These are very different units.
Very different units. I'm looking at this as a simple 1-unit play. Just a 1-unit play, guys.
Here's my Randy Johnson big unit play of the week.
That would be fun. I wish the Kraken were involved more in the bets that I make. Because it's just fun to say.
They just got to be better.
Well, they suck, and I can't bet. Yeah, unless I'm betting against them. But come on, Kraken.
Need a lot of work. You get a lot better.
A lot better. Well, it's first year. Good work out of you. Good work, Matthew. Great job, everybody, all week long. Love you guys. Be good. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk